Toward the end of last year, we rebalanced a huge chunk of the roster to keep in-the-moment combat decisions easier to process and highlight the importance of gunplay.
And while we're largely happy with where we've landed there directionally, that said, we do think those updates affected round-over-round strategy and team play iteration a little bit more than we would have liked for the long term.
Moving cooldowns above 40 seconds has allowed us to get cleaner fights later in the round, so that in clutch moments you have fewer variables to account for. But at 60 seconds, this change hasn't allowed as much room for teams to adapt their strategies each round. So with patch 13.0, we'll be tuning down the increased cooldown on signature abilities for initiators a little bit, from 60 to 50 seconds.
And on the weapons front, we're currently looking to ship some buffs for the Bandit in 13.0. These are intended to make it a little bit more of a viable option outside of pistol rounds, similar to the Sheriff. Now, onto specific agents. To start the year, we targeted a few that were pushing things a little bit out of our boundaries.
Yoru was doing too much on his own, especially with how quickly he could rotate, which made sentinels like Vito less appealing. And Clove, they were crowding out the controller space, particularly in ranked, having too much impact on spike sites after death.
And Whaley was getting away with a little bit too much for her team, with minimal planning, commitment, or risk to herself.
We've pulled them back in recent patches, and they're in healthier spots. We're also seeing better pick diversity overall, and we think keeping agents unique is key to sustaining long-term diversity.
Which brings us to Neon. We've seen a lot of talk and discussion about Neon lately, and while we agree Neon can be hard to deal with and frustrating at times, we also know that not everyone in the game is able to lock in with her and turn into Danby.
We think Neon's role in breaking timings and creating pressure is correct, but right now, her movement and evasiveness push too far in our combat space. So, we've got some changes
today
to bring her back in line.
Right now, we're looking specifically at how Neon takes space around the map. Her mobility and speed while bunny hopping aren't really hitting our bar for tactical combat in VALORANT. You can expect to see changes that'll affect Neon's evasiveness while keeping her ability to shoot and slide. We're mostly just looking to add some additional counterplay for Neon's opponents.
In addition to this, we're also shipping some changes to shotguns
today
that target their effectiveness while moving and jumping. So you'll have to work a little harder to pull off those kinds of kills versus playing with them defensively and hunkering down.
On the other side of things, we're also looking closely at our sentinels. Stalling should be a reliable tool, not a situational one. Sentis should be a clear answer to fast and explosive team compositions.
Stalling abilities have an important purpose in the game. They allow players to reallocate the resources around the map to force a more strategic thinking, forcing even the most mechanically gifted players, like Dan, to engage in round strategy is part of the tactical loop.
So, in patch 13.0, we're also making a few changes to some sentinels we feel need a little bit of love. As just one example, Vito will be getting some updates to help solidify his rotational power and his ability to disrupt sight hits with Interceptor.
We'll continue to monitor how these changes play out across skill levels, and you'll hear from us again throughout the year in patch notes and videos just like these.